Hey, this is Deremiah CPE. Today I want to talk with you about Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was a real exciting guy from the standpoint that I remember one time he was having a conversation with a reporter, and Mr. Edison was put up against the wall when the reporter asked him, why did you fail 10,000 times in your invention of the light bulb? And some people just like to, first of all, focus on failure. And even our educational system focuses on failure, because anytime you make a mistake, then they deduct that. They don't add that to your list of experiences that allow you to gain further knowledge. And that's how Mr. Edison looked at life, which is so differently than our current society looks at failure. Most people think, okay, if you don't succeed, then you fail. And a lot of times when people try things, they'll try one time and then something will go wrong and they'll walk away from the experience. Or they'll try twice and they'll walk away from the experience. Well, Mr. Edison was so determined, all right? He was just dogged determined that he was going to find the solution for the filament to a light bulb, and that's why it took him 10,000 times. So Mr. Edison had a different perspective. Mr. Edison's perspective was that we should continue to try until we find the answer. And so Mr. Edison wasn't focused on failure. See, most people focus on failure. That's how you can tell where they're at. They focus on failure. Just like the reporter, he focused on Mr. Edison's experience of not finding the solution until after the 10,000th time. Instead, he focused on the idea that trying 10,000 times was too many times. He saw that as a failure. Matter of fact, he would have saw Mr. Edison not achieving it the first time as a failure. But Mr. Edison didn't even see that as a failure. Matter of fact, in other words, that wasn't even in Mr. Edison's ability to conceive that that was a failure. Okay? And that's what you need to get out of today's lesson. That whenever you go through an experience and that experience doesn't get you to the answer that you've been trying to find, you haven't failed. You've just found another way that didn't work. This is Deremiah CPE, and remember, Thomas Edison, he didn't fail. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. So you just keep looking until you find the way that works.